A Blockbuster, that was back in our day. It was a time to go to Blockbuster and get a movie.
That was like what we did on Friday,
Yes.
Get out of school, and that was like your event for the evening.
Absolutely. Go pick out a movie, Blockbuster, and some pizza. This is a good night.
I know, the kids will never know about that. Now they have Netflix and all the streaming stuff. Those were the good old days.
For sure.
I mentioned Friday. It is Friday. Happy Friday, by the way. Headed into the weekend with an increase in activity on radar projected, especially late in the weekend through early next week. Let's dig into it for a few minutes here. Live lookout over Waco. Pull this camera up on purpose to kind of show you on average what cloud cover looks like across central Texas right now. We're like mostly cloudy skies, some pop-up showers in western Bell County as well as the Brazos Valley right now. Jump to radar in a second. It is about the heat index, not just today, but tomorrow as well. We are sitting at 91 in Waco right now, partly cloudy skies as you saw. However, it is feeling like up to 10 degrees above these numbers because of the high humidity that we have. So it is humid. It's going to be hot this afternoon. Heat index values at about 100 degrees today and tomorrow. So just be aware of that if you do have outdoor activities planned. Winds backing out of the southeast in general, kind of pumping in that Gulf moisture, essentially winds at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. You can see statewide sitting in the 80s and 90s for the time being. Mentioned partly cloudy skies. You could see just some scattered pop-up activity. None of this is very heavy. I will say there was like this consistent drizzle on me in Bell County earlier this morning. Just partly cloudy skies in Temple right now, but you can see off to our west near Killeen that there's some pop-up activity, most of which is just some light rainfall. And honestly, I'll be grateful if it scoots on over to where I am. When it feels like it's 100 degrees, it's kind of nice to get one of those summer pop-up showers. So the flooding threat is low through this afternoon. Likely we are peaking in terms of general activity on radar. Right now or in the early afternoon hours, going to see a little bit less on radar if you have evening plans. But again, these stray pop-up little showers are going to be possible. Quick little spurts of rainfall. You can see the Brazos Valley getting the majority of it right now. And if for some reason you're headed down for a beach trip, you're likely to run into this activity where you have to turn your windshield wipers on for a few minutes and then it's gone. And then you're turning them back on type of thing. So very typical of our summer forecast when we do have winds backing out of the south and southeast, kind of bringing in that humid air from the Gulf. You can see also to the northeast of Dallas near the Red River corridor, some flash flood, likely some flood advisories and a flash flood warning, just a slow moving rain and a front stalled out along I-20 or just north of there. Nationwide, lots of people vacationing for summer. There's a big giant heat advisory stretching from the Carolinas and Georgia all the way up to Boston. A lot of them don't have air conditioners, so you'll see the heat advisories popping up when they're feeling like above about 90 degrees. Same thing on the west coast right now. Other than that, a lot of the middle portions dealing with some rain or lingering flood warnings from the system that just moved through. Drenching near Nashville right now. But again, here at home, if you're just tuning in, welcome. High temperatures this afternoon, going to be in the low to mid 90s, but feeling like about 100 to 105 degrees because of this high humidity that we're seeing. Tomorrow's low is going to be in the upper 70s, and it's going to feel like about 100, 102 degrees tomorrow as well. So that is one of my main concerns is so many people have outdoor activities. So some of the hottest air we've seen thus far this not even officially summer yet for another week or so, but summer season in general. The pop-up activity possible today as well as tomorrow, only at about 10% for tomorrow at the very most. Great majority of us stay dry. Sunday, different story. In the back half of Sunday, scattered activity on radar, brief heavy downpours, thunder, lightning, primary concerns with gusty winds embedded in. Transitions to a flooding threat overnight Sunday into Monday morning. And this model only goes out through 7 a.m. Monday. We're going to have to switch to the more regional model here. But you're going to see consistent dark greens on here, just pulling in not only a cold front, and it's a rather potent one for the general summer season that we're now in June, but also we're going to have the moisture, the humid air coming in off the Gulf. You combine those two things and that potentially can create a flooding threat, especially if the cold front stalls throughout the day on Monday. And you can see this is going to be the front half of Monday. If it stalls out, we can get these precipitable rates that are rather high, and it can create localized flooding. It's not going to be widespread, but considering the setup that we're going to have on Monday, I would not be shocked if it's widespread 1 to 2 inch rain totals, but then you have a couple of spots where it is nearly a half a foot type of situation can happen rather quickly if these cells in the front does stall out and the cells are sitting over or training over specific zones. So that's something just to watch for Monday into Tuesday morning. can see by Tuesday afternoon, things are starting to clear out, ushering drier of air. For some reason, your Brazos Valley are pointing towards Houston. There's going to be a slim rain chance through Wednesday, but the great majority of us is going to be Sunday night all the way throughout the day on Monday. That's why we call for a weather impact alert. Now, this particular map, these models struggle with how much rain to pull in. I think it's going to be widespread, about 1 inch, 2 inches between now, but especially back half of Sunday throughout the day on Monday. Bump that to 90% for scattered activity. That's why we call for the weather impact alert, just because there may be outdoor activities, things of that nature, and we can have the isolated bouts of flash flooding. So 6+ is where you can stream radar free anytime. I think that's important to note considering the high chance for rain that's coming.